His co-partner in crime with the band Wham, you don't? Andrew Ridgeley. That's the man. He really, really was. And believe me, the amount of people that don't know who both singers were was phenomenal. Anyway, nice to have George Michael playing here at Galaxy. It is 15 minutes after 10 o'clock, 14 degrees downtown. And, well, we've gone past the weatherman's prediction of 13 degrees. We knew that wasn't going to stand, literally. Now we'll see how it goes. Believe me, I'm saying 18 degrees today. I think we're going to get there too. Yeah, waving that around quite... It is Wednesday, July 21st, and I want to welcome along everybody that's joining us this morning because we're catching up again with a good friend of ours coming out of Vancouver Island, of course, British Columbia. And, yeah, Chris Andreas is joining us. Now, we all know about Chris Andreas and how we're supposed to be going Sasquatch hunting and stuff like that. I'm kind of in two minds about getting over there right now. I've just seen the size of the drinks that he's drinking and I'm thinking, nah, I think I'll stay here. The beer cans are bigger. They really are. You get more in the... Yeah, anyway, you're right here. Sean Simpson's joining us. Nice to have you on board, Sean. For those of you that are joining us right now, thank you so much for joining us. If you're going to watch a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do, right? Yeah, no, you do. You know, sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell notifications, right? When we have important people like Chris Andreas joining us. So let's get into it. First of all, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Sean, thank you very much. We think you rock as well. We really, really do. And only the best artists being interviewed here at Galaxy. Today, no exception. Chris Andreas is joining us, coming out of British Columbia. Here he is with Throwing Knives. You know, Chris, I love this track. It takes me back to the 60s, 70s feel.
Yeah, no, it's weird. A friend of mine made a video like for this track, and I just said to him, do whatever you want. I don't want to know what you're doing. Just, you know, it's your vision. And it was weird. He made the video, and I watched the video back. The song I got a totally different vibe from the song than I originally had written, like with the intent that I had. It was crazy, man.
Really? Is it for better or for worse?
It's neat. It's really neat. It's neither. It's just kind of like, I was just kind of, wow, that's a weird interpretation of the song. And so, in a way, it was really cool. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think a few people might not have liked it. I think a few people might have went, what's this? But for me, I was kind of like, cool. Like, that's neat. That's really kind of neat. Yeah. I dug it, for sure.
That's really cool because, believe me, you would hate to have something that you'd be offended with, saying, hey, listen, this is not what my music is about. You've misinterpreted or anything like that. So I'm very pleased to get that's your reaction to that because, believe me, if I leave myself in the hands of somebody else, yeah, I want to be a part of it and make sure that, hey, hold on, you know what I'm about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, totally. Well, I mean, the thing about it is the guy that did it. He also does all my artwork, right? So, like the T-shirt wearing, that's him. So like, you know, you build up, you know, over the years. I've managed to build up a lot of trust. And when he said he wanted to do it, I was just like, yeah, go ahead. I you know, yeah, for sure.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's part of the fun stuff. I don't mind letting it go, you know, like sometimes I don't mind that and see how other people interpret it. So yeah.
You know, I get that, and that's very brave, Chris. Believe me, as I said, you know, I'd want to be sort of in the management of making the video to make sure that the interpretation is right, or the vision of what my music would be about. You know what I mean?
That's all.
So I think that's very brave of you. I really do. By the way, I like your shirt.
I like your shirt too, buddy.
Yeah, she nap. But yours is sleeveless. You got a tank top. Well, you know.
Well, you know, and it's the only tank top. It's kind of hot over here right now. It's the only tank top I had, so I threw it on. So I pulled it right out of my merch
Oh, sorry, I thought it was shameless self-promotion.
Well, I guess it is. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hell no, absolutely not. In fact, I'm self-promoting Chris as well, you know, very shamelessly, but I'm very proud to do it. I am, you know. Chris is a good friend of ours, and we love wearing Chris's brand and showing it off to the rest of the world. And believe me, if you get a chance, go and check out Chris's, you know, his brand. Go and check out his music. Go and buy a t-shirt. Literally, you'll love them.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's all good, bro. Because believe me, we are brothers. We you know,
Yeah.
my God, I love you.
I mean, it's like looking in the mirror, really, isn't it? We're like twins.
Almost. Maybe I need to catch up on the beard department a little more. You know.
You need a little bit more ink.
Well,
You
actually, I think I just need to pull it down a bit more, simply because it springs back up and smacks me in the nose. You know.
I know that feeling.
Hey, listen, I was talking to a cop the other day, and he goes to me, "Have you got a have you got a mask to put on?" And I went, "Sure I do. You got a rubber band?"
Yeah, no.
He-
Beards have many functional purposes. They don't just make us look handsome.
No, exactly. This is true. This is true. They really do. Sometimes I might even be able to tune into the radio if you plug me in properly.
Snacks.
Yeah, well, you know, flavor savers. Yep,
Good to go.
absolutely. Nothing like a good flavor saver, bro.
Totally.
And especially if you've enjoyed the moment and you want to relive that a couple of hours later. You never know.
At the end of the night when you're on your back.
Yeah, exactly. You're sitting in bed and you find half a biscuit. You're off. Far out.
Good enough for me.
A night snack.
There's got to be like a 5-second rule about that.
Well, you know, exactly. 35-second rule. Oh, okay. For beards. It gives it longevity, does it? Fair enough. I get it. Poor Sean Simpson's going to be thinking, guys, you guys are nuts. Well, you don't have to be nuts to work here, but it helps.
Yeah, it could help.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's at 11 a.m. there, isn't it?
It's 22 minutes after 10.
10, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we haven't even got, well, I suppose officially we're almost bordering on smoko. Do they still have smoko? Is it still allowed?
Yeah,
Yeah?
get 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Good
Wow.
gosh, once upon a time it used to be an hour. It's like second breakfast.
30 minutes for lunch and
You
10 minutes.
can't,
but
you
get
can't
three
have a
breaks.
meal in 10 minutes.
Oh, you get 4 breaks now.
And apparently you're not allowed to smoke or anything like that anymore, so what do you do with your 10 minutes?
You watch other people smoke.
Go and chase sheep. Hold on.
107.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 23 minutes after 10 o'clock, 14 degrees down to, 13, it's just split back down to 13 degrees. That's what the weatherman said was going to be our high today, so now I'm kind of worried that it's not going to make my 18 degrees. But I kind of feel there's plenty of day to go, and we're going to get there. Really, we are. Wednesday, July 21st, and joined again by my good brother coming out of Vancouver Island. Of course, we're talking about Chris Andreas and throwing knives. Now, Chris, you're an absolute expert at throwing knives and also axes and stuff like that. Tell me a little bit about the sport. How did you get into the sport?
I about 4, maybe 5 years ago. I just wanted something to do, you know, like just a hobby. I wanted, you know, and I don't know why. I mean, I've always collected knives and stuff like that, and I like a Filipino martial art called Kali, which you use a knife called a karambit. So, you know, I had all that going, but the actual like throwing knives thing, I just went out and bought a cheap set of throwers and just spent, you know, hour after hour throwing, missing, and then eventually you start hitting, and then you kind of get addicted to that thunk. You know, you love that stick and that blade, and then of course from there, you know, ordering sets of knives off Amazon, and you know, it just gets out of hand, and yeah, and that's what that's all about.
Now, do you take part in competitions in this sport?
No, well, the last year and a half, the only competitions that have been are online because of COVID. But no, I don't really. I don't. Once you're doing it competitively, then it's no longer really a hobby. So you know, playing music takes up all my real time. So I mean, I only have, you know, a few hours maybe in the afternoon to throw knives, and then you know, it's off to rehearsal or off to the studio or off to doing a gig or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just a nice way to spend time.
I got to be honest with you, Chris. I'm kind of struggling with doing it online. Why would you throw your knife at your computer in the first place?
Oh, I have.
Why would you do that? Literally. But in the end of the day, did you get a bullseye?
Sometimes you do, you know. Sometimes I do. I actually, when I'm throwing axes or tomahawks, I throw tic-tac-toe. So I have the 3 boxes, and I just play tic-tac-toe. Ding dong ding. Yeah.
Okay.
Good fun.
Well,
Yeah.
it's something. Well, you see, I used to play darts a lot, and actually,
I love darts.
I got on the yeah.
Number one, what a game, baby.
Once upon a time, I
You know
used to
what?
be really good at it too. I got to be honest with you. I was actually on the New Zealand team there. Not actually got to compete on the New Zealand team, but I was on it, if you know what I mean. For AUD, which is Auckland United Darts Association. I used to play for them and represent. So believe me, but you know, years go by, eyes get worse, hands start to shake. Before you know it,
what?
you're married.
Crap. I throw darts all the like. I have a dart board set up down in my studio. I throw almost. I love darts, man. One day maybe we'll throw a game.
Yeah, believe me, I'd be honest too. But I think the wife is more better at it than I am these days. Believe me, she throws things at me all the time, and she's starting to hit me now.
I mean, not necessarily.
Well, you know, too much information. Okay, fair enough. Throwing knives. Now, Chris, tell me about this. I know that we released this last time, but let's relive this. Tell all the listeners this morning all about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, throwing knives. Throwing knives is obviously just a metaphor, right? It's just trying to find things that stick. You know, things in your life that work for you. And it also kind of was a bit of at the time we were in the middle of when I wrote it, we were in the middle of COVID, and you know, luckily we had one of our daughters was able to come home for us during COVID, but our youngest daughter was stuck over on the mainland, and you know, there'd be times when she would like reach out and you know, really be missing wanting to come home but not being able to. So you know, a little of that song is about her, you know, and yeah, I mean. This next album, it's called Scars. It'll be out soon, but it really, as I listen to it, as I'm getting more of the finished tracks back, you know, it really is reflective on what we've just gone through in the last year and a half.
Totally understand that. Yeah,
You know?
believe me, Chris, I totally understand that. I really, really do. Now, Scars, is that the name of the EP that's coming out? The next album?
Yes, and also will be the name of the album.
Nice, absolutely fantastic. So, we're about to release the title track right now. And believe me, Chris, we have played it a number of times. As you know we do, we dip our toe in the water, see what the reaction is. And, well, you know, this one is going crazy. It really, really is. People are really starting to get a grasp of it. You know what I mean? Now, I was mentioning about, of course, throwing knives. I love the start of that. It takes me back in the day to about the 60s, 70s style of music. With this one, again, differently, but it does take you back in the day. It's got a bit of the, what can I say, about the 70s long hair kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's this one literally was, I was trying to kind of capture a bit of that Allman Brothers vibe, you know, kind of 6/8 time on the drums so that, you know, everything moved in weird places, and you know, those good kind of dark bluesy vocals, you know, nothing too much, not over singing nothing, and just letting the flow just kind of take you along for the ride.
Well, I tell you, Chris, if Greg Allman, for instance, could hear that, he would know that he's done something right in the world, because believe me, this is a great track. And, well, you know, who better than Chris Andreas here at Galaxy? Here's Scars. I remember talking to you the last time about 6-minute songs and stuff like that, and I says, bro, we will play those here. We really, really will. This one's got a bit of weight to it as well, you know, 4 minutes 50, that's not bad.
Well, you know, the whole intention on this record is I wanted to make it feel like something that you would pick up in 1976, 1975, around there, with, you know, modern recording techniques. But I mean, I really wanted it to have that feel, and in order to do that, you have to forget about being, you have to just understand that, you know, a song has to be as long as a song has to be. If you're not trying to write a single, you know, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted the songs to breathe and just be what they are, and hopefully they would be good enough that, you know, 3 minutes, 6 minutes, you know, if 6 minutes feels like 3 minutes, then we've done our job.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Chris. This one makes me go back to the days of Deep Purple. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Child in Time.
Big Hammond organ, yeah.
Yeah, the Child in Time kind of feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I congratulate you, my friend, because that really, really does stand out. I love that.
Oh yeah, we got that Hammond sound, and you know, and I told Dan, our keyboard player, man, like, just thick, lay it on me, baby. So he exactly that.
Well, congratulate the man for us, because believe me, fantastic, absolutely fantastic, bro. Oh, by the way, did we turn you into a cartoon the last time?
I believe I was turned into something that looked filtered.
Okay, well, guess what? We're going to do it again. We're going to turn you into a cartoon again. Yeah, hey, listen, I'm all for that, because it's the one thing in the world that actually makes me look good. It really does. I mean, I've been looking good because Barbara's with me, and everybody loves Barbara, so now I look good, you know what I mean? But seriously, cartoon form, mate, I look great. I love it. So it'll make us both look good this time.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Love it. Even the Hammond brothers love it. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What's the temperature there, Chris?
I think we're sitting around 22, 23.
Okay, it's not bad. We've
So,
got...
to me, that's pretty good. I mean, we were close to 40 about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Somebody was saying to me in one part of British Columbia they got up to 50 degrees and people were dying.
That was lit, and then it also burned to the ground the entire town.
Yeah.
A train went by and lit a spark, and that town burned down in like a couple of hours.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That is just...
Yeah.
Where I was brought up, not where I was born, but where I was brought up is a little west coast town of the South Island. They have just gone through floods. 90% of the people there that have suffered damage can't return anymore. Their houses are stuffed. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
They were...
Germany?
Yeah, well, same thing. You know, other side of the world, same deal. And
Yeah.
believe me, I had one resident from Westport send me a photo of a whale swimming down the main street. And I'm going,
Jeez.
are you serious? He says, nah, it's just a photo, but yeah, that's what it feels like.
Sharknado.
dear. But, you know, the council down there is saying it's a once-in-a-lifetime event. Well, I've seen 4 of those in my lifetime, so
No, I think these once-in-a-lifetime events are going to start to get a little bit more
frequent. Yeah. Let's go back to the desk, right? That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 26 away from 11 o'clock, 12 degrees. We're going down. Kind of worried about that. Well, never mind, we'll move on. It is Wednesday, officially the middle of the week, and it is July the 21st as well. Now, check this out. Chris, at the moment, how's it going over there for COVID virus? Are you opening up yet? Are you getting gigs? Are you planning gigs right now?
Where we are in BC, everybody was very enthusiastic about kind of getting the shots and getting, because this province relies heavily on tourist dollars. So, for if you're from BC, you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to kind of make that happen. So I think we're at like 80% of the folks in this province are vaccinated so far. If not, that number might be a little bit higher, but so that's coming on pretty quickly. Where I live on the island, there's almost no cases right now, so things are starting. It's tentative. Like, we're not just going like they did down in the States, where it's just like, okay, everybody, let's party, right? Like, we're doing that, but everybody's keeping in mind that we are in a pandemic, and just because you're getting your shots doesn't mean that it's over. It just means that hopefully we're working towards that goal. But as far as gigs go, I've got some gigs. I'm doing one this Friday, an acoustic show. And then I'm doing a thing called the 39 Days of July, which is a big festival they have down in Duncan every year. And they have like 500 acts over like 39 days or some crazy thing like that. And so August 1st, I'll be taking the full band down to do that. And then at the end of August, I'm doing a private show down in Victoria. So that's all I've really got booked so far.
Okay, no, the reason why I asked that, and I've got to be honest with you, Chris, I've been speaking to a number of not only Canadians, but Americans over the last week or two, and they're saying, things are starting to ease up a little bit. For a long time there, couldn't get work, not even if you begged for work, you couldn't get it. Now they're getting inundated by people wanting them to come and play and stuff like that. And it is indicative not only of America, not only of Canada, but I can see this happening all around the world right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Simply because I have this feeling that people need to be entertained all of a sudden. We need to get out there and just get past this last year and a bit, and get back to some sort of normality. So it's nice to know that you actually have some gigs coming up, some plans, 39 days. Where do they come up with these names?
John, well, you'd have to know the man that puts the festival on. He's a very eccentric man. He's probably a genius, actually. He has a place called the Duncan Showroom, where you go in and it's got a big stage and it's like a theater set up, but then it's got hallways that lead to like rooms full of like a record player and walls full of records. You go upstairs and the whole upstairs is one big train, like model train kit set up, and it's really incredible. And him and his team, every year they put on this festival, and it's outdoor and it's indoor, and it's incredible. You'd have to come over and really see it firsthand to appreciate just what a massive event this is. And they threw this one together this year at the last minute because they didn't even know if they were going to be able to do it. So
I get that, I really do. Next time you're talking to them, say, if you're into weird names, what about Round Q? The Round Cube Festival, something like that, you know what I mean? Even squares can fit in.
I'll run it by him.
Well, I was actually talking to somebody not so long ago. They're actually getting ready for the Stampede. And I'm saying to them, I've been trying to get hold of the management of the Stampede for many, many years now, because I got an idea that, Christmas time coming around, it kind of does that once a year at least. Lucky as, we all share one. Why don't you at Christmas time do something like a running of the Santas?
Right.
Yeah. Far more PC than the running of the bulls, don't you think?
Yeah, how about running of the Santas? Yeah.
And at the same time, if you want a little extra entertainment, take some gumboots and throw them at the Santas.
Right.
Like bean sacks. Yeah.
Make them run right down the middle of town, and everybody just work until somebody's going to get killed.
Well, see,
ruin it for everybody else.
Well, the thing is, I've always thought, Santa needs a little weight taken off, so make them run. You know what I mean?
None of you
Yeah.
say you
Like
don't.
I said, you're gonna have some overweight middle-aged men dead in the middle of the street from heart attacks.
Bugger. It's far better that than getting everybody infected with the disease.
Theory and that.
Yeah, you know, if you want public control, you know, and be able to control humanity and stuff like that, you know, run them to a heart attack. Don't give us a disease. It's
And you
unfair.
gotta do it in the middle of the hottest day in the summer too, man.
Of course, absolutely.
You don't sport it in the winter.
No, not at all. I mean, what are you going to do? Wrap some snow around a hand grenade and throw it at Santa? Nah. You got to spend money on buying a hand grenade. That's not fun. So, Chris, what have we got coming up in the future? Anything interesting?
Well, I just emailed you guys another new track that's got a real. Again, it's the reason I'm sending you because this one's got a weird vibe to it, a weird feel, and I wanted to run it by you, Grant, see what you thought of it. But it's kind of got a bit of a reggae feel to it, which is I don't know where that came from. The keyboard player and the drummer locked in this weird back and forth, and it kind of threw it into this really weird kind of reggae feel. So it's like a southern reggae song. I don't know.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Chris. I didn't expect that, to be honest with you. But
Either.
we never get enough reggae. We never do get enough
Guess
reggae.
what?
So
Guess what?
I like it. I'm looking forward to hearing it, and I'm sure you know the guys in production will be very, very happy to be able to work with that. Actually, they too kind of like reggae. So good stuff. I'm liking it. But in the meantime, Chris, we are going to have to move on right now. I got
Right
to
on.
thank you so much for joining us again today and taking the time out where you are in that splendid looking lounge of yours. Yeah, that's a nice backdrop. It really, really is.
It is. Sitting out in the back there, waiting to go to rehearsal.
Yeah, you know, normally we talk when you're in your lounge and stuff like that. When I first had a look, I thought, you know, he's taken a wall out. He's made it aerated. That's what it is. But please, let's catch up again in the near future. And I will, believe me, I will have, with great intent, a good listen to your new song. I really, really will. Any hint as to what the name of it is?
Yeah, it's called Sun Comes Up. Like the sun comes up.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like,
Brilliant.
it's like when we're looking at the end of this whole COVID thing. The sun's coming up, folks.
You know something? I can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Me too.
I really can.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'll just whip over there and turn it out. You're right here at Galaxy, joined today by Chris Andreas, the man himself, coming off Vancouver Island. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining us here at Galaxy. Let's go out with a little Will Smith.